My body's too small, Cowboy, I'm not breeding material, said the tiny Apache woman, but he held her. The cowboy never expected to find anyone in the far canyon, least of all a tiny Apache woman struggling to carry a basket twice her size. She was small, delicate, almost bird-like, but her eyes held the fire of her people. When he helped lift the heavy basket from her arms, she froze, staring at him like he was a storm she didn't know how to survive. "Why are you alone out here?" he asked gently. She hesitated, as if the truth hurt. "My clan thinks I am too small," she whispered. "Not strong enough, not meant for marriage, not meant for future children." Her voice cracked, but she tried to hide it behind a brave smile. The cowboy shook his head. He'd seen strength in many forms, but never the kind she carried, quiet, wounded, but unbroken. "You're stronger than you know," he said. She looked up, shocked that anyone, especially a cowboy, would say such a thing. Then her knees buckled, the weight of years of rejection threatening to drop her to the ground. Before she fell, he caught her in his arms, holding her as if she was the most precious thing he had ever touched. Her hands trembled against his chest. "No one has ever held me like this," she whispered. The cowboy swallowed hard. "Well," he said softly, "then it's about time someone did." The tiny Apache woman, Aaliyah, kept her eyes on the ground, trembling as the cowboy wrapped his coat around her shoulders. She had never stood this close to a white man before, and certainly not one who looked at her with such steady kindness. "You don't need to be anything," he said softly. "You're hurt, you're scared. That's all I see." Aaliyah shook her head, backing away. "No, you don't understand our law," she whispered. "If you saved me, if you carried me from danger, the elders will say I belong to you now. But my body," she swallowed hard. "I am small, weak, I cannot give strong children. I am not fit." The cowboy stepped closer, not forceful, just firm enough that she could feel his presence. "You survived when others wouldn't," he told her. "You led me through the canyon even while bleeding. That's strength I've never seen." Her breath caught. "My size doesn't matter to you?" she asked. He shook his head. "Size never mattered. Heart does. And yours is bigger than mine." For the first time since he'd met her, she lifted her eyes, dark, shining, and full of disbelief. "Then," she whispered, voice shaking, "what am I to you?" He didn't touch her. He didn't claim her. He simply said, "Someone worth saving." Aaliyah's knees nearly gave out from the relief. The tiny Apache woman leaned against the cabin wall, her breath shallow, her eyes shimmering with doubt. The cowboy knelt in front of her, removing his hat as if standing before something sacred. "You think your size makes you weak," he said softly. She looked away. "I am small. The tribe said I cannot continue a family. I am not enough." He touched her hands, small, trembling, but warm with life. "Listen," he said, voice deep and steady. "Strength isn't measured here." He tapped her shoulder. "Or here." He gently tapped her waist. "It's here." His hand pressed over her heart. Her breath caught. "You carried yourself through storms, through hunger, through men who wanted to break you," he continued. "Yet you're still standin'. That's strength. That's more than most." Tears welled in her eyes, falling silently. "And as for the rest," he smiled, a slow, warm, grounding smile. "I'll help you, teach you, protect you. You're not too small for anything life gives you, not while I'm here." She stepped closer, her forehead resting against his chest. "You really want me?" she whispered. He wrapped his arms around her tiny frame like she was the most precious thing the frontier had ever given him. "I don't just want you," he said. "I choose you." The cabin was quiet except for the soft crackling of the fire. The tiny Apache woman, Nia, sat on the edge of the bed, her hands trembling as she tried to braid her long hair. She kept her eyes lowered, afraid that if she met the cowboy's gaze, he would see the fear she tried so hard to hide. Cole knelt in front of her, gently placing a warm cup of tea in her hands. "Drink this," he said softly. "It'll help with the shakes." Nia glanced up for just a second, her voice barely above a whisper. "Why do you keep helping me? I told you, my body is small. I cannot work like the others. I'm not strong. I'm useless." Cole's jaw tightened. He'd heard many things in his life, lies, threats, even prayers, but nothing angered him like hearing someone call themselves worthless. "Look at me," he said. She hesitated, then lifted her eyes. Her gaze was fragile, like a bird expecting to be struck. "You survived raids, hunger, losing your whole village," Cole said. You walk on a wounded leg and still try to do chores. Don't tell me you're weak. Nia swallowed hard, but men want big, strong women. Women who can work fields, carry wood, give many children. My people, they always said I am too small to be a wife. Cole shook his head. Strength isn't just muscle. I've met men twice my size who cried when real danger came. And I've met small women who held families together with nothing but hope. For the first time, Nia's lips curved into the faintest, uncertain smile. Cole stood and gestured toward the table. Come here, I want to show you something. She walked slowly, her limp barely noticeable now. On the table lay a leather pouch filled with herbs, the same ones she'd collected earlier despite her pain. You found these, Cole said. Do you know what they're worth? I've seen doctors chase for miles to find half of what you picked. You have knowledge I don't. Skills I don't. You're not weak. You're needed. Her breath caught. No one had ever said those words to her. You saved me today, Cole continued. Without those herbs, that infection in my arm could have taken me down. So if you think I only protect you, you're wrong. We protect each other. Nia pressed a hand to her chest, overwhelmed. In my village, no man ever spoke to me with such honor. Cole stepped closer, not touching, not crowding, just close enough for her to see the sincerity in his eyes. Then they were fools, he said. A tear slipped down her cheek, and she wiped it quickly, embarrassed. I'm trying to be strong. You already are, Cole murmured. Let me help you see it. The fire cracked again, warm, soft, safe. For the first time in years, Nia believed she might belong somewhere. Maybe even, with him.